The hell?
Okay. Yep, I got the notification.
Why isn't Twitch going live? Oh, there it goes. Twitch is
Wait,
live.
wait, but it's called Why Weren't We Nominated for Content Creator of the Year?
That's strange. Let me check why it says that. Nope, that doesn't work.
Yeah, this is a Game Awards title.
That's not good. I'll do something real quick then. Okay, so Twitch worked. I mean, got the right title. Let me go to YouTube real quick, and I'll just go ahead and edit the title of the stream via YouTube. Yeah, it's weird what the hell YouTube didn't get the title. Let's see here. Edit video. No way Zeke's already in here.
Zeke's on top of it, bro.
Let's see. Where is this? Alright, change the title. Save. Let me know if you see the change now on YouTube.
Let me refresh. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go check the Twitch audio while you check the YouTube one, and we'll be good to go.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go check the Twitch audio while you check the YouTube one, and we'll be good to go.
Yes. Refresh.
Okay, it sounds like Twitch audio. Let me mute myself real quick. Yeah, sounds pretty decent to me. Just doing some last minute checks. Awesome. I think we're good to go. Let me unmute everything real quick. And just slightly raise this. Alright, sweet. Oh no, Zeke, there's gonna be spoilers. Just telling you right now, fair warning to those who probably did not get the right title of the video, because I just republished the title of the video. There's gonna be heavy spoilers and discussion on Twitch and YouTube right now. We are straight up gonna talk about the movie. There's no like gloss over it. We're really gonna get into it, like straight up. Before
you
we
want to spend
like
maybe the first. You want to spend like the first 5 to 10 minutes at least doing a non-spoiler review?
Yeah, we can do that. Before we get into it though, I just want to quickly say, shout out Jeriel, who followed us on Twitch 4 days ago, just right after our last stream. I caught you right at the last second, but it was already too late. I cut it. So I was gonna say thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Follow, subscribe, all that if you guys are interested. But yeah, let's straight up get into it. Spider-Man No Way Home. That movie just came out on yesterday? Select theaters was Thursday. If you're from New York, you had a good chance of watching it on Thursday, like we both did.
Yes, sir.
And I guess, like Josue said, let's do 5 quick minutes of a non-spoiler review, and then we're gonna get into every single little bit detail, because we've been looking forward to this movie for a very long time, and we both really much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You want to start off?
Very, very, very early thoughts, because like it just came out. I just watched it 2 nights ago. It's my favorite Marvel movie of all time. Like, I know, I feel like it's really early to say that. Like, I need to let it simmer, in my head for a bit. But that's the first thought I had when I came out of that movie was like, this is number one. And I'm not talking about all Marvel. I'm not talking about just MCU. Everything Marvel ever. This is probably my favorite movie. My
favorite superhero is still Spider-Man, without a doubt. So you think that I would agree with you. However, I still have Infinity War just right there still. Like, it's really hard to beat that movie. That movie was just front to back, just nonstop. It was craziness. But I have Spider-Man No Way Home is definitely my number 2 MCU movie right now. I still have Into the Spider-Verse as my number 1 Spider-Man movie, but in terms of live action, this is number 1. Not a question.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
I have this as probably my favorite, and then probably Spider-Verse is my number 2 favorite Marvel movie of all time. Like, it's Spider-Man back to back for me.
Yeah.
And I told you this after the movie, that I was like, You know what? I think I only care about Spider-Man. I was like, if there was any other like Marvel movie that tried doing something similar to this, at least in the MCU, I wouldn't care.
No,
I would not give a shit.
No, not at all. I feel like if there was an Iron Man multiverse, that'd be kind of cool, I guess. But it's not gonna hit as hard as at all.
The only character who I think could do something similar to this level of magnitude, and again, no spoilers, but like probably like Wolverine or the X-Men in terms of like bringing everything together. Like if there was like a new X-Men and like this series of X-Men will try to do something like insane, like and bring everything together, they can do it. But besides X-Men, nothing holds a candle, bro.
No, not at all. The movie, though, from start to finish, though, felt very good. We're not going to, once again, get into exactly why, but it was great. It built up a great plot, in my opinion. It's the best Tom Holland plot, which I think you would agree with, too.
Yeah, like, oh, God, 100%.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I've had issues with the other two Tom Holland movies. Like, I don't hate them. Like, I don't think they're bad movies at all. I actually don't think there's a bad Spider-Man movie to exist. Some are just better than others, obviously. But I've always had this issue with the Tom Holland movies, and it goes deeper. Like I released a video on my YouTube channel reviewing the Tom Holland movies. But I had to trim that. It was already 3 a.m. on Wednesday night, and I was editing that, and I was like, I can't do this no more. I trimmed it from 20 minutes to 8 minutes, and I just removed, and majority of those 12 minutes were just me being negative. I was like, I'm just gonna.
Majority of your review is just like, this is not the movie it should be, and just like you grilling it.
Yeah, but the thing is that I made it clear in the video that I feel like it's weird for me to talk about these two movies, The Homecoming and Far From Home, without a third act to really bring everything all together. And this third act, No Way Home, makes me look at Homecoming and Far From Home in a much more positive light, because No Way Home understood all that happened in Homecoming and Far From Home that could be perceived as a shortcoming of it, and said like this is what we were building to. This is what we were building towards with those first two movies. If you loved it, even more reasons to love No Way Home. If you didn't like it, give us a chance in No Way Home. You're gonna see what we were doing and the story we were telling.
I
watched No Way Home and I'm like,
I definitely think it builds upon the last, like you said, but I think it does it more for Far From Home than it does for Homecoming. I think Far From Home carries so much more now because of this movie. But like you said, in general, like it does highlight the last ones, which makes Tom Holland now even a better Peter Parker. And for those wondering, like, is this it? Like, is it obvious what's gonna happen next? I wouldn't say it's obvious gonna happen next, but I'm speaking for me, no sway, when I say I'm very confident with the direction they're now going with Tom Holland at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
It seems like they know what they're doing, and I'd like a lot what's happened to the character.
Yeah. Yeah, I whatever is going to happen next, which we know a fourth movie is already confirmed and in development. And they had to. They're making another trilogy. They have to make another trilogy. Whatever happens next, I'm
excited
there
for
Thursday night. I'm there Thursday night. I don't care. That went stupid. The entire movie went stupid. It was
characters, plot, cameos, everything. In my opinion, it's like 10 out of 10, if not near 10 out of 10. And for those who are watching this and haven't seen it, go watch it now. I promise you it's going to be a great time. With that being said, though... I'll just have this one point to make. Sure.
I think it's also like pretty much a perfect film. Like it's like the best Marvel you can get out of a Marvel
for a superhero movie, this is like ideal.
Yeah, this is like honestly the end game, but just for the Spider-Man IP. Like, and I'll eat that up any day of the week. I would take this over Endgame. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Because it's Spider-Man bias. Like, we both have it.
Because it's Spider. Yeah, I don't care. Like I don't even care that I have that. But anyways, what was I gonna say? My girlfriend did bring up a good point that I was like, I see what you mean. I'm not really sure if it's as all that much of an issue, but it's been the only critique that I can really think of for the movie. And that she mentioned that everything was very predictable. Like you sort of really knew what was gonna happen next.
Up to a certain point. There's one scene that I didn't see coming though.
I think I know what scene you're talking about, but we'll save that for the spoiler talk. But like, the plot kind of is it's not the most insane. Like you're not wrapping your brain with like what's going on.
But I'm not
here.
expected
like
to at the same time though. Like Spider-Man's not supposed to be like the Riddler. I'm not supposed to get confused. You know, it's pretty straightforward what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I agree, but if there was any like critique about the movie, it would be that my girlfriend brought up a good point. But besides that, I mean, it was not enough for me to be like, yeah. I would still give it like a 9.9 out of 10 if that was a critique. Like,
That being said, though, I now want to officially close the curtains on the non-spoiler window. So last chance, if you have not seen the movie, leave now, because we're literally about to get into it and go over every single detail of the movie, because we love this movie. Dan, I see you in the chat. Appreciate you for coming in. He's asking, anyone think that the fighting was a little too easy? In my opinion, no. I thought the fighting was very, very, very well done, and Tom was struggling, bro. The Green Goblin, if I can quickly just get into this, bro. Dude, Willem Dafoe was drilling him through floors. That was crazy, dude.
Willem Dafoe only has had one movie in the MCU with this one. Obviously, if we take in Spider-Man 1 also, then yeah, sure. He had 2 full movies as the Green Goblin. My dude is probably one of the best villains like ever.
Easily.
My son doesn't hold back.
No, not at all. Like Norman Osborn genuinely looks so deranged. And just seeing him, oh, dude, the one scene that got me that I was like, Green Goblin's a problem, is when Peter starts punching him and he's laughing at him like it's not even hurting. I'm like, oh my god, this is bad. What do you do?
Well, I remember leading into this movie that they were talking about how Green Goblin's gonna be like the main villain with the movie. I remember hearing about that, and I'm like. I'm interested to see how that's gonna happen, because like Tom has no connection to Green Goblin
at all.
That one scene makes me go, all right, he has a connection to the Green Goblin. He hates Green Goblin.
Let's talk about it. The one scene that I don't think you or me thought was ever gonna cross our mind was Aunt May dying to Green Goblin.
I needed it though.
Dude, when it was happening, I was like, this is perfect. This is gonna break Tom Holland so much. This is his Uncle Ben moment.
It broke him to the point that seeing the other Spider-Man didn't phase him.
Dude, at all. Like, especially because they were trying to talk to him like, hey man, like, we know what you're going through. And he's like, no. He's like, you cannot possibly know what I'm going through. I'm like, dude, this dude has no idea.
Yeah. Dude, like, I love how you just saw them. He's like, I know who you guys are. I'm not surprised. I just want you guys to get the
no, literally, like, leave me alone right now. Like, dude, when he said, I'm gonna send them back, and if y'all kill them, y'all kill them. This is your problem. Was the most real I've ever seen Tom Holland get. He's like, yo, I'm done. I'm done.
So the most real one, I know you agree with me too, is that when he was looking at Green Goblin at the very end, he was like, I'm going to kill you. Like, I will kill you.
That May Death did so much, because not only did we get the infamous with great power comes great responsibility, and it broke him, but it got him to the point where I never would imagine seeing Tom Holland's Peter Parker that mad. I couldn't picture it until now. Seeing him that, like, bloodshot eyes, I'm going to kill Green Goblin, was insane, dude.
I love it.
And what's crazy too is we seen the original trilogy, and it was dope that Toby kind of saw himself in that. He's like, I gotta stop this now. That was so great.
Because he had the exact same thought. I don't know if you remember or if you rewatched the Tobey Maguire movies. I forgot about this. He was going to kill Sandman. Like the entire, like, as soon as he found out that Sandman was the real villain or the real murderer, like all he had was murder in his thoughts. Like he was like, I'm going to kill Sandman.
No, yeah.
And like obviously like after he found out that he wasn't like Sandman apologized, like he kind of calmed down. But like, yo, like I love that moment. Dude, there was so much said when Toby was stopping.
And he just looked him in the eyes. Didn't even say a word. That was the most like, oh, dude, I love that.
A million words were said with that
not a single one coming out of his mouth. Yeah, no, it was great. And then, dude, seeing him getting stabbed, you and I both definitely were worried. Yo, is that it? Is that it? Is he dead?
I told you this in private, but I was like, my childhood can't die right now. I have never had that thought before. Yeah, I know you've heard people say that. People like saying like, "Oh, my childhood is dead." I've never really thought that before.
But in that moment,
was the one moment in my life I was like,
"Don't do this.
I can't have Toby die. I don't know where I'll go in my life if Toby dies. Like I can't have that happen."
Speaking of Sandman, Dan asked, "Why did Sandman switch sides?" And I'm glad you asked that because Sandman, in my notes I remember writing after the movie, it was weird because I know Sandman's a conflicting person because all he really cares about is his family. That's really
his
all.
Daughter.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he really cares about. But it was weird how the movie did it because initially he saw Peter and he was like, "Oh, let me help him out so I can figure out what's going on, and then I'll go see my daughter, whatever." But then once he prioritized his daughter, I understood that he just wanted to get back. But he felt so conflicted. Like, one second he was tame, the next second he was just wild and trying to kill Peter but get back home. But I can't tell if that's me misinterpreting the character or is that how Sandman's always been. I'm loosely trying to remember how the character was in the trilogy.
He was never a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's conflicting as a character, isn't he?
In his heart, he's not a bad person.
Yeah.
In the comics, he was even an Avenger in the comics at one point. Like, he's not. If there's a list of villains in terms of how evil they are, he's
the least
really
one.
low on the bottom.
Oh yeah, easily.
He's really low.
But it was weird to me how complex he was. It was very much left and right, you know?
Yeah. The only reason why he fought Spider-Man in this movie was because he didn't want to go back. I think it was he didn't want him to go back to his. He didn't want to go back to his universe or something like that.
But then at one point he did though. Remember, he was like, "I just want to go back home." So then it was very much like, "What are you trying to do here, man? Are you trying not to go home or go home?" Because he just wants to see his daughter. He said, and once he found out his daughter wasn't in that universe, he was like, "I just want to go back and see my daughter." So then it was very conflicting. It was like, this is so weird.
Yeah, I don't really remember. Was it also because he just didn't want to get his powers removed?
He never mentioned that at all. I think he still saw his powers like cursed or anything else, honestly. But truly, if it was weird, it was like at first he was fighting along with Peter because he has good morals. He's like, okay,
yeah.
Peter's not a bad person. Let me help him out. But then once he started doubting Peter, and then he started talking about how he just wanted to go home, he kind of just flipped morals and was like, I'm just going to fight and kill Peter so I can go back. It was a little muggy.
Yeah, I'm with you. He had a conflicting one, and Electro also.
Yes, I was going to get to Electro too. Electro, I still don't like as a character.
I was gonna bring up the point that someone on YouTube mentioned this. I was watching videos after when I got home and stuff, but this Electro has to be a variant of
you think?
The Electro because he never knew Spider-Man's identity.
He didn't know him in the movie either.
No, he never saw who Peter Parker was. He never saw.
No, I'm saying in this movie too, though, he still didn't know who it was until the end. Remember? That's why he was
but I'm saying, black. But it was only people who were pulled who knew Spider-Man, who knew it was Peter Parker.
Oh.
So it was weird that he was here.
That doesn't make any sense. Why people,
and on top of that, the Lizard literally said, "Yo, the last time I saw you had a comb over."
Yeah, you had glasses. He had a massive glow up.
And then Electro was like, in this universe, I don't got that.
Wait,
but it's
isn't that kind of a plot hole? If they brought back people who know Peter, but he doesn't know Peter, is Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No. Wait, was the rule that if you know Peter Parker, you would come? So technically, he knows Peter Parker, but he doesn't know Spider-Man as Peter Parker.
He doesn't know Peter Parker either. He never met Peter.
Yeah, he did.
He only met Spider-Man.
In Amazing Spider-Man, they didn't meet. He knew Max, didn't he?
I just rewatched it. Spider-Man met Max.
Peter never talked to Max.
Peter, we're talking about maskless, Peter Parker himself, never met Max.
Oh my God, I think you're right. Oh yeah, well you watched it, I know, but I'm trying to dig through the memories. Yeah, but oh shit, that doesn't make no sense. That's kind of a huge plot hole then, or like you said, he's a variant.
Yeah, that's the only thing that could possibly make sense. But at the same time, I'm at a point where I just think that they just tried their best
to just bring it all together.
They just put a plot together where it's listen, does this bother you as much as just having all of them together?
Yeah. Like they would have felt stupid for getting Electro out because of that technicality. I see what you're saying. But
yeah, like I'd rather have
still,
Jamie Foxx here than not.
Yeah, but I still feel very weird about Electro's character because I feel like everyone was redeemed in some fashion, but he didn't seem like he was redeemed. He still very much seemed like an asshole who just wanted power.
But that's the thing. Like, if you rewatch the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, also, like it made sense. As soon as he got the power, he kind of really wanted the power. Like, yeah.
But like it makes sense for his character. I get that. But I'm saying I just hate that like everyone got better, but technically he didn't. Yeah. Yo,
I was so shocked. When I first saw Sandman, by the way, going back to Sandman, I was like, oh, I guess they just couldn't get the actor for him. Because it was very obvious that when they went to the apartment and he was still
in like the sand outfit, I was like, oh, shit, this is not good. They probably couldn't get him.
Yeah, but at the very end, I'm like,
oh, okay. So I guess they couldn't pay him enough to stay throughout the whole movie.
And same thing for the lizard actor. And it got me thinking, like, all right, because they also kind of low-key looked like, it looked like they weren't there either. You get me? Like it looks like they just like took them from Spider-Man 3, like just like photoshopped him out of the picture from Spider-Man 3 and just pasted him in No Way Home. Like,
not to mention also like when he transformed, they only show his eye transform. So for a second I thought, yo, are they all gonna show that he transformed but not show the full actor because they couldn't get him on?
For the lizard?
For a minute I thought the lizard just transformed and it was like, yo, so. Is that it? Like, are you just gonna show us they transform via his eye and like we're not gonna see him? But then they show his face for like a nanosecond when they're about to disappear. I'm like, wow, he was there for a second, dude.
Yeah. By the way, my theater was like full of fans because people were hyped that they saw him.
Dude, every single person that showed up, my whole theater was like, they all lost their shit. Even like people we knew Doc Ock, we knew Green Goblin was coming, but when they showed up on the highway, people were still like, no way.
Yeah. That I still. Did you get this feeling in you? I'm not sure. I know I did, but like. When at the very end, when speaking of Doc Ock, when Toby and Doc Ock talked, like it was like something in me that was like, I haven't seen these guys talk in 20 years. Like I was like
between Doc Ock and Toby.
Yeah, like it's something that like, oh my god, these two haven't connected in a minute. And I'm like,
I kind of did feel some type of way, dude. I was like, this feels so right. I feel like they deserve to be friends again, and it's so nice to see it happen. Like I was so like in denial at first that I really thought maybe last minute Doc Ock will revert because I just still couldn't picture like them being friends again, but they actually were, and I'm like, oh, this is great ending. I love this.
Yeah, that got me really happy because I know also just kind of like helps me feel confident in the writers because they knew what they were doing. Because if there was anyone who would be good, it's Doc Ock.
Yeah,
literally just flip the switch on that whatever
the
chip he had,
thing,
and he's a good guy.
I was about to mention, like, out of all the people I have in the villain list as someone who can easily become good, it's either Sandman, who obviously is kind of already just good in nature, or Doc Ock. So I'm glad they chose Doc Ock because if they immediately healed Electro or Green Goblin, the movie would have been trash. Or like, yo, what the hell? That's the first person you picked.
Yeah. The lizard was also, well, he's probably middle of the pack actually, but like lizard was weird because he was always a good guy and he only wanted to experiment with the lizard DNA to like heal himself. And
then eventually he just kind of got carried away with it. He thought everyone can be perfect as a lizard. Yeah.
He kind of just got away with it. But like, I feel like if you just like sit down with him and like really talk to him for a couple hours, he would like be like, okay, you know what?
You ain't that bad.
You're right. Yeah.
How nuts did your theater go on the reveal when the boys finally showed up, Toby and Andrew?
I think the entire theater went nuts. The second Ned said, "Let's call Peter," and then he started doing that because I think everyone in the theater knew.
So okay, like, everyone knew. I'm a dumbass. He said, "Let's go get Peter," so he starts doing the spell. I'm like, okay, they're gonna find Peter Parker, and then like they're looking at an alleyway. I'm like, why is there a dark ass alleyway of just Spider-Man standing there? And it still didn't hit for me. And then someone theater yelled out, "No fucking way! It's happening right now!" And then everyone theater was like, "Oh, this is it!"
And you still didn't get it?
No. At that point, I was like, okay, I got it. Like, at that point, but like before that, it wasn't clicking for me. I was like, why is fucking what's his face, Tom Holland, standing in the middle of an alleyway. This is so weird. And then finally, when you started running and everyone in the theater was like, oh, I was like, oh, no way. And then you see the suit. I was like, let's go. We have so much more in the movie, and it's already happening. Let's go.
Yeah. Dude, I remember grabbing, like, I was, like, holding tight to my girlfriend's, like, fucking leg. I was like, oh, my God. Like, I knew she was in pain. I like, it was one of those things that, like, the adrenaline was too much, bro. The second I just... Because I think he did like he turned, didn't he? Mm-hmm. I feel like he like.
And then he started running towards down the alleyway.
It was the white eyes. Like as soon as I saw the white eyes, I was like, "It's Andrew." Yep. Oh my God! And I lost. I'm not sure if you really hear my voice. It's like a little bit weird. I screamed a lot, dude. I screamed for a lot of scenes, bro. I screamed for a lot of scenes. Like if we're going back to even the beginning, Daredevil, like I
Daredevil came is
forever
crazy.
For Daredevil, but like someone in the theater was like, "Yo, shut the like people shh," like because like we were screaming for so long that like we
couldn't hear the movie.
What he was saying.
Yep.
The only thing I heard him say was, "I'm a good lawyer."
That's it. Damn,
That's
you were
all
screaming for
I
a
don't know.
minute then.
I had to ask everybody after the movie, like, what did Daredevil even talk about?
Dude, when Toby showed up, so like it was already hyped that Andrew showed up, but when Toby showed up, people in my theater legitimately got up and started standing like, let's go, and there was dudes high-fiving each other. Like I saw people hugging each other. I'm like, yo, the power this dude has.
Yeah, it was like a football game, right?
No, legit, like the last like winning touchdown with like a minute left from the clock. People were like high-fiving and shit, going crazy, and they like similar to Daredevil, there was so much cheering going on that people had to be like, yo, shut up, they're talking, I can't hear anything. And like it took a good like minute for people to finally shut up. It was crazy.
It was weird because it felt like I'll say that the movie didn't really like linger on moments that felt like that should have been lingered. Like for Andrew Garfield, it lingered. Like I felt like there was enough. You could have screamed that for that entire joint, and like the screaming would have died down by the time he started talking. Like they built him up. But Toby, I kind of just felt like they were like, all right, another portal, and Toby jumped, hey, and then it was like no like fanfare. It was just like, all right, we're going. And the same thing happened with like I wanted a moment where he's just standing in his suit. Like I just want to see him in the suit, but we never got that. Like it kind of just went.
But I like how Toby was kind of more nonchalant about it, where like he didn't have a suit for a long time. And even Andrew was like, "So you're gonna dress like a cool what's it called?
Youth pastor."
Like a cool youth pastor. And then he finally showed like flex. So like, nah, I keep that thing on me. And I was like, I like that. Like he's more like, I don't need to prove to anybody. Like I'm good. Like I know I'm Spider-Man. Like I don't gotta wear this thing all the time. I love that.
Yeah.
Such. Good
I kind of have a feeling that's just how it was. Like I think Andrew Garfield was pulled from his universe while he was wearing the suit. So he's like, oh shit, like because I'm in a world where everybody hates Spider-Man. What do I do? And then Toby was like, oh thank God thank God I have it underneath. Oh my God.
The one thing I want to also mention, because Dan also mentioned in the comments recently, the Andrew Garfield catching MJ scene. We talked about it over text after the movie. For me, because I'm an Amazing Spider-Man hater, the movie to this day is still very much like ugh in my head. I like Andrew Garfield. I think Spider-Man was cool, but like I think the movies are very much like meh. And like Jose was telling me recently, like nah man, like they're better than you remember. You check out YouTube video actually. Jose reviewed all 3 of the Spider-Mans, and he talked about that actually Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans aren't that bad as people remember. And it hit me that he was right when he saved MJ, because it was kind of funny at first, like he redeemed himself. But then when he started crying, he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Oh man, this is a good Spider-Man, dude." I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for Andrew.
Like people need to remember that like his like the best part about those movies, like sure, it may have some faults, but like the chemistry between him and Gwen was like top tier. Like it's better than romance movies. Like I can't even lie. And seeing that moment, oh my God, dude, I started crying so much. Like everyone in my theater started like cheering like crazy.
And you
When
started
they
tearing
saw
up.
Andrew. No, when Andrew Garfield was the
Oh,
one
when he started
who went
running, yeah,
after her. And we got all like, and when he called her, we're,
Dude,
like,
the dude
got,
next to
like,
me,
lost it.
the dude next to me when Andrew started running, he was like, "Oh my god, is he gonna mess it up again?" And I was like, "Dude, wait, why is that your first thought? Why would if Andrew tried to catch MJ and she also dies, he would be a fucking mess."
He would kill himself. I think that's he. Did you peep how much he hated himself,
dude?
bro?
So that's what made me even feel more bad about shitting on Amazing Spider-Man is how many times Andrew Garfield was like, "Man, I'm not even like that cool, bro," and then Toby was like, "No, chill. You're amazing. You're amazing." Like,
Yeah,
you're great.
I love that he
Don't
said
say
that
about
too.
yourself.
I love that he was saying that. Like he's like, "You're amazing."
Yeah.
Like, I get the meta joke you're making right now, dude. But I love that. But dude, he when it made me think back to his movies because like it's a point that I didn't even consider, and that like, yo, Andrew got no one, bro. Like I know, okay, they all don't at this point. Like they have no one. None of them have anybody. But
Toby, I think, is doing better with that than I think any of the other two. Like I think he sat with it and be like, "I'm gonna be all right."
Yeah, like he knows he has nobody, and he's just like,
"I'm Spider-Man. It is what it is." Yeah.
But like, Andrew has no friends. Like he never even had a friend.
Nah.
Like the only friend he had was Harry, and like.
And then Gwen, obviously.
Like. Yeah, but.
No, yeah, I know exactly what I'm getting. What you're getting at, yeah, no.
Yeah, and Harry, like his Harry wasn't like Toby's Harry, because I felt like Toby's Harry was like they were like brothers, like at the very least they had like each other like that.
No, yeah, they were close.
Like, Andrew's Harry was like a dude that he was friends with back when they were like 6 years old, and then like he came back and they're like, "Hey man,
kind of just evil now."
Man? Yeah, nah, like he, but regardless, like it made me think, like, dude, like Andrew really just had nothing going on for him. When he said that, like he went dark, I was like, I get it,
dude.
It
Also,
sense.
Andrew's Spider-Man, I mean Peter Parker, cried a lot. At any of them, he was constantly crying, and I'm like, damn, this dude is broken, like to the core.
I'm not sure how you felt, but when Toby came back, I love Toby so much. Like obviously, like that's our dude. But like when you compared the acting between him and Andrew, didn't you feel like
Andrew's putting a lot more into it? No, yeah. That's why I never hate Andrew Garfield. I think he's actually a phenomenal actor, and like he clearly likes being Spider-Man, and he's putting his all into it. Toby's still amazing, and he gave off this wise vibe, but like Andrew's legit putting his heart out into his acting.
My mom just walking through like, "Hey, everything okay?"
You talking about Andrew?
Yeah, like, but anyways,
speaking of Lost, though,
yeah,
go ahead.
No, he gave off like Logan vibes, like in Logan, like there was like old man Wolverine. This is old man Peter.
Yeah,
and it's like
exactly the vibe.
How did you feel? The one scene that lives rent free in my mind is when Tom hugged the two of them. Like when he went to them and he was like, I think he was gonna try to say like goodbye to like MJ, but he was like guys, I need to.
The thing that like the first hug when it was not even a hug, it was more like a pat on the back from Andrew when he was like, "I love you guys," felt more comedic, but also kind of like, oh, okay. That second hug though, like the one you're mentioning, that actually felt like, damn, like this is probably the last bit of support Tom has that will truly understand what he's like, and he's just gonna lose it forever now.
It felt like that first time Andrew Garfield said, "I love you guys." I think he meant it. I think he meant it, by the way. Like you can tell he did.
Oh yeah.
But like he said it because he was like, "I've never had anyone."
No,
and
yeah.
you guys
literally
met, like,
are
brothers
me.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, but like the two of them, they were like, yeah.
Thank you.
Like,
they literally said thank you.
I think once they like I think fought together and they were like, "Oh no, we're really the only ones."
Like, yeah, we actually need each other.
Yeah, I think that was the moment they were like, "Okay, I love all of you."
That's what got me on like when all three of them also were synchronized together. That's what really hit me, like, oh my god, dude, these are actually legit 3 Spider-Mans. Like it was like, kind of cool seeing them like sporadically fighting the villains. But when what's his face, Tom Holland was like, all right guys, we need to really come together here and work as a team, not to flex, but we're worked for the Avengers, and they didn't get what the Avengers were. That's kind of funny too. But once they actually synced
Are
up,
they a band?
Are we in a band? When all three of them start swinging together and the music comes in, they're all fighting together. I was like, oh, dude, these are legitimately brothers. Like, they know each other so well. It sucks it's only gonna last for the next like 20 minutes, dude.
Yo, I could watch a whole trilogy of just the three of them.
Yes, dude. Like, if all the Spider-Man movies from now on were all three of them, man, that'd be amazing.
I'm surprised by like how insane their chemistry was.
Yes, their dynamic is really good.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if it's because like they have like as actors themselves, like the three of them, like they only had this insane like unique experience, like just the three of them. It's like being president. Like, I know that sounds weird to compare, but like the only person who knows what it's like to be a president is other presidents.
Yeah.
Like you know, like live action Spider-Man is like Spider-Man, whoever plays Spider-Man always had like press hit different for them compared to other actors.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man, like people were always looking into like I remember all the gossip about freaking Andrew Garfield. Remember like him, they were always going after him dating like Emma Stone. They were always like the paparazzi was always on his ass and stuff like that. Meanwhile, like I mean, Toby was Toby. Like, dude, he was one who started it off. I feel like there was like it's like this insane connection between the three of them because like they're the only ones who have ever had this experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's got crazy that they actually like can actually come together on and off the screen on that. Cause I feel like even off the screen they're still doing a crazy dynamic together. But I did like all.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask a question, but I think it's better for us to talk about like how the future of this will look like. So.
Okay, sure. The one thing I also wanted to share, the last thing that really hit me in the movie, outside, you know, MJ's death was pretty sad, but I didn't really feel like I was gonna cry from that. I just felt like, damn, this is hard to watch. The one thing that really, really got me was, and I told you this after I left the movie, was when he went to go see MJ and Ned after they forgot who he was, and then like getting that confirmation that they truly did forget him. It was so sad, but then it gets even sadder because he's trying his hardest. Because MJ even said herself, like, when you find me, like, I'll remember everything and we'll like do this all over again. I don't mind, like, just do it. I love you, yada yada. And then he's trying his hardest to like talk to her and fix everything, but he just makes up in his mind that it's not it. Like, he sees they're both doing fine without him and he realizes it's not even worth it. So seeing him just put the note back in his back pocket and just leaving, that really hurt, dude. I actually kind of teared up. I was like, this really fucking sucks. Because if you put yourself in his shoes, what kind of life is this, man? What kind of life is this? Oh yeah.
But did you peep what she said? I feel like my friends didn't catch it, but the moment that made him go like, I need to stop, was when he saw the Band-Aid. And he was like, oh, what happened? And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. It healed already. Like, it pretty much like saying,
yep.
I healed from you.
Exactly.
And
that like, line, it went probably over a lot of people's heads, but that really carried some weight.
Did you think that Ned and MJ were dating, by the way?
No, I did not think that. Did you?
Oh, dude. The second he walked in, and like the way she like waved, like and he walked in and he was like I was like, no, stop it.
He doesn't stop dating.
Like, stop it, dude. If that happened, I would have even been like even more like.
Dude, I would have been more like, this is like the darkest timeline I've ever seen anyone go through. But like, what's still like great about Spider-Man is that the whole point of Spider-Man is that you keep going. Obviously, there's great power, great responsibility, but at the end of the day, Spider-Man is a hero that no matter what keeps being Spider-Man, keeps pushing through. That's who Peter Parker is. So it's still nice that no matter what, the movie ended with that note of him going into the apartment alone, still smiling too. Like, he was actually kind of happy to like be in his own space again, like building his own outfit from scratch, getting the police scanner. I was like, oh man, I love this.
Dude, the way my body was tingling during that entire scene when I was just like, we're getting the real Spider-Man. We're getting Spider-Man.
This is a legit Peter Parker now.
And the sewing machine is what got me more than anything else out, because like he doesn't have any of the tech anymore.
I was about to say that. So that's one question I was going to ask you. Do you think that he's going to be able to invent his own tech in the future that's going to outdo Tony Stark, Or you think he's now just gonna become just more of a natural Spider-Man?
Oh, I hope natural Spider-Man.
Yeah, right.
We don't even know how this suit looks like, but mind you, like we had flashes of it, but we don't know how it looks like.
Yeah, we don't like a full scan of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I really do hope,
like
you said, it's natural, because I think it'll be nothing better than seeing Dan. I mean, wow, Dan. I just read the chat by accident. seeing.
I want nothing more than seeing my homies in full cosplay.
Nothing better than seeing Peter Parker go from a point of privilege where he got everything kind of fed to him by Tony to a point where, like, I gotta do this for myself now. I came from a point where, like, everything was given to me and I had all this tech, but now it's truly just me. I gotta do this now. I would love nothing more than that, dude.
This was I forgot who said it. I mean, I feel like everyone's saying it, to be honest with you. But this entire trilogy was Spider-Man's origin story. Like,
actually,
that's all it was. Like, I know we're gonna get a show on this Spider-Man's beginnings, like Spider-Man freshman year, which now I'm ready.
Let's get it. Yeah.
But yeah, I need more Spider-Man. Yeah, but like this entire trilogy, when you look at it, like that's why I can look at Homecoming and Far From Home a lot better now, because I'm like, dude, this is just a 6 hour long, like if you put all of them together, like a 6, 7, 8 hour long like origin story for this Spider-Man. And whatever we get next, the next time we see Spider-Man in any crossover event, you know that this Spider-Man is just like not like he's just about it. Like they're not looking after him anymore. Like he's not the kid of the group. Like he's not the baby. It's like
he can lead.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? You can say that now. Like, instead of him being kind of like, because even Doctor Strange said at the end of the day, you're still just a kid. Like, remember he said that? Now, like, you carry over, and like, if in the future, which I imagine it will happen, Spider-Man does meet up with Doctor Strange again, it's not gonna be a parent-to-kid relationship. It's very gonna much be equals. Like, you don't know me, but believe me, like, I know plenty about you, and I can carry my own weight.
The next time they meet, you know everyone in the theater is gonna go.
He has no idea. Every time Peter Parker. Who had Tony? Peter Parker is going to meet up with old Avengers or people he's fought with. Yeah. It's just gonna be like, they don't even remember, man. They only know him as Spider-Man. Like, they're gonna remember Spider-Man, everything Spider-Man did, but they're not gonna know the kid behind it at all. He has to reintroduce himself every time.
To be fair, the only characters that I remember from the Avengers movies that would have like really mattered is
Steve. Because he said like, oh, where you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Queens. I'm from Brooklyn.
I feel like Steve is fine. You know what? Fine. But Steve,
Tony,
Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. Those are the only 3 characters I can even think of that had like from the Avengers that had an extra interaction with Peter Parker. Good point. Yeah, the only one that I can think of, I'm interested in. I didn't even think about this until now. Do you think Doctor Strange's spell went across the entire universe, or just Earth? Because Captain Marvel knows who he is.
I think it's the whole universe. I don't think Doctor Strange covering just the Earth.
That would be nuts if because remember they had that exchange in Endgame where like I'm Peter Parker and she was like,
hey Peter.
Hi Peter Parker. Hi Peter. Like that'd be crazy if she comes back and she's like, oh hey Peter, and he's like,
you remember me?
What? What? I do think that's like a possibility. Like I won't lie. The more I think about that, the more I'm like, I can see that.
I need it happening.
I just need this Tom Holland. I need Tom Holland to have a friend, bro. This Peter.
I need him to feel better, just to get better, honestly. And Zeke brought up a good point of quoting from the movie when Ned said, "I promise I won't become a villain and try to kill you." But now that he forgot everything about Peter Parker, that promise is out the window, man.
Bro. Because he turns into the Hobgoblin.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? Yeah, so all I can think about now is like a movie where Ned turns into the villain and then like he dies or whatever at the end of it and you just see Spider-Man holding him. He's like
it's fucked up because he knows everything about him.
And I know.
Just dying in his arms, like Ned knows nothing about Peter. And then not to mention like you have MJ too. Like if he kills Ned, MJ is Ned's best friend and she's going to hate and resent Spider-Man. After everything they went through, it's gonna get so much darker. This series is gonna get so much darker.
But you know what I hate? I hate the fact that every time we think of like a darker scenario, I'm like,
That's good. I need this.
yeah,
Kill everyone close to him.
because I love him so much.
I want him to have nothing.
The idea of a happy Spider-Man though is really weird. Like that's the whole entire point. Like he's kind of not. I don't want to say he's not supposed to be happy. Like he is happy, but like it's just like
He's one of the darkest.
Like,
not darkest. He's one of the most depressed superheroes. So like it's sure he's happy at moments, but his overall story should not be a happy one. It's about perseverance.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's about power. It's about drive. You know.
Shut the
So
fuck up.
he keeps going through, and I'm interested to see what will happen, especially because this feels like a reboot in a way. It feels like a
starting
really
from scratch.
soft. Yeah, it feels like a soft reboot of the entire like MCU Spider-Man franchise because nothing will carry over. Like the actors will carry over. I'm sure the actor who plays Ned, Jacob Batalon, and Zendaya will come back because they're still playing Ned and MJ, just not
Also,
with the best friend.
Like given how big they've become because of these movies, and Zendaya is just popular in general, I don't see them just cutting them. Yeah.
Exactly, you need them. There's still plenty of story to tell with them, but like it's still like a soft reboot. Like whatever we get next is going to be a complete change in tone to the first three. The first three felt like now this one's gonna just be like
I am vengeance. Tom Holland just plays Batman.
Cool with that. That's fine. I have thoughts that I really truly. I mean, I've been hearing rumors that they're not completely done yet with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Really?
So, yeah, and I really think that's the smartest move because those two are money makers, bro. Like
honestly though,
bring
like,
them back as
the way I see it right now, and you're gonna laugh. After everything, I kind of want Amazing Spider-Man 3. I kind of want to see if they can like refix the series like the way I remember it.
Yeah, I hate you so much.
I never said I didn't want 3. I said I didn't like the series.
I hate you.
A 3 might bring me back because I don't like the series. I don't like it. So 3 might bring me back.
Once again, though, I do think you need to rewatch the movie. So they're gonna be better than you remember.
I'll do it.
Yeah, at least because I think you said you enjoy or you thought the first one was at least all right.
The first one I thoroughly enjoyed. I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this. I like this new Peter Parker. He's he's different. He's not as nerdy. Like, well, he's nerdy, but he's actually cool looking. Like, he looks like a regular cool dude. But I thought that was weird, but still cool. It was fine. The plot was okay. I didn't mind the relationship between Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker. I thought it was great. 2 was where I was like, I'm not feeling this anymore.
Yeah, I get it. I do think I think once you rewatch it with like all of the extra perspective that you have in your head right now, like you'll be like I don't know if you appreciate it like I do, but like I think you'll at least be like, yo, this movie is far from being like deserving of all the hate that it got. It really was not that bad. I think it just went below everyone's extremely high expectations at the time. And then people were just like, well, I'm checked out.
No, yeah.
Like, yeah. If you watch it now with like pretty much like
it's better
whatever
than you
expectations
remember.
you have now.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow Toby, honestly, after how much people enjoyed those movies. So I kind of feel bad for Andrew in that regard.
Yeah.
Oh, Zeke brought up a good point. The Spider-Sense scene was crazy. Remember when Peter was like walking through the apartment and like he was like losing his mind for a minute? Like everyone's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" That was crazy, dude.
Who like was the issue?
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I can't pinpoint it. It's like going crazy right now. And then he has to close his eyes. And Norman, I was like, oh, let's go.
I really love because I thought it was gonna be Jamie Foxx, but
Same.
Jamie Foxx, Electro.
Not Jamie Foxx.
But yeah,
it was Electro. It was just Jamie Foxx playing himself.
That was another issue that I had with the Tom Holland movies that I never understood why like the spider sense wasn't as like strong as it was. Like we got hints of it at the very end of Far From Home, but I'm like, why is it taking us 4 movies
to get to it?
Sorry, at that point it's 5. This is a 6th movie.
Yeah.
5 movies before we get like a real good spider sense scene. Like I remember like the only other scene I can think of with Spidey sense was when Peter knew that Thanos came, or like the Black Order.
Yeah,
when like he was in the bus and he was like taking an apple.
And then he like came up with the hairs on his arm. Yeah.
Yeah. But besides that, like this movie went
nuts with
the
it.
best scene was when
Doctor Strange?
his body. When his body was reacting. I was like,
dude, I love that. I was like, this is so sick. I love this.
Yeah. And Doctor Strange is like, yo, I don't know what the fuck
is going on.
This should not be happening. What is going on?
Dude, if I was Doctor Strange this movie, I'd be livid, dude. I would hate Peter Parker so much. After spending 12 hours in that dimension, I'm like, yo, no, I'm not waiting for you. I don't care about your cure all villains thing. I'm ending it right now, bro. That's it.
Yo, when he was like, I spent 12 hours over the Grand Canyon, and Andrew was like, why did you spend 12 hours in the Grand? Like,
why'd you help us? Where were you? And then Tom was like, no, shut up. He was like, shut up. He's actually a good guy. Please, don't get him mad.
Yo, Doctor Strange looked at him like, I fucking hate Peter Parker in all universes. Like, there's no universe where I like thoroughly enjoy Peter Parker.
I love how every single Spider-Man villain also was like, I don't get Doctor Strange. What are you? Because like there's magic here. Like you're a wizard. I don't what.
Yo, seeing Doc Ock react to everything was so funny.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's like, he really was so clueless as to what was happening. Like, he's like the smartest person. He's a genius, but at the same time, his like you can tell that his genius just wasn't catching up with what was going on. Like,
I know he was so mad when the nano tech took over his arms.
Yeah.
He was like, are you serious? I can't do shit right now.
Yeah. I watched this YouTube video. I really can't remember. I think Screen Crush, but I don't remember. That brought up like this insane connection. Why would Doc Ock even know what nanotechnology is, and why would he be impressed by it? Green Goblin was working on nanotech in Spider-Man 1.
I don't even remember that. Oh, that's crazy. That's
no, it's not. It was a quick line, but Peter Parker when he first meets Norman, Peter says, "I read all of your paper and research, like whatever. I read all of your papers on nanotechnology." Yeah,
that's
and then
crazy
that's
they
like,
brought that kind of together when Doc is like, nanotech.
Yeah, and like so, like he's like, I don't know, did Doc Ock say anything like, is this even possible yet? Like,
no, I think he just says impressive. Like he was like, I'm really impressed. Like this is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, so like nanotech exists in the Raimi universe, but it was just cool. Like I'm sure that wasn't the intention because nanotechnology was introduced in Infinity War.
Yeah.
But
it's still cool they can bring those together, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like he knew what nanotech was, and also I was so like, I don't know, happy I guess because like they never met before. I mean we never saw them interact, but like I was like it would make sense that Doc Ock and Green Goblin know each other.
Yeah.
Like they're like some of the leading like scientists ever. Seeing them talk to each other, I was like,
this makes sense.
I never knew I needed this.
I love this. This is awesome. Also, oh my god, dude, I love that call out also by, I think it was Ned or somebody was like, so like, is there any other scientists that you know have transformed into like an animal or like an object? Because it's kind of true, like all of them were like scientists or like very genius people who just transformed into something else. And I forgot what percentage was like, yo, so any other villains who like also were scientists who transformed?
I actually don't remember that line. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was either Ned or somebody was like, is there any like one else we're missing that became into like a thing? And then at one point Ned was also like, so is this tree a scientist that also became a tree or something?
And Electro was like, it's just
a tree, bro. It's just a tree. Also, yo, I lost it when Jamie Foxx said, so y'all gotta act like I'm not butt naked right now.
Yeah. Dude, I was thinking that the entire time. I was like,
yo,
bro. And also, that was the moment that I was really happy that Sandman helped out Spider-Man. I remember my girlfriend, because she never watched, I'm not sure if she never watched Spider-Man 3 or she just watched and just doesn't remember anything about it. She was like, isn't Sandman a bad guy? And I'm like, no, he's
complicated. He's
not bad.
Good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. Yeah. At heart, he's a good guy.
Exactly.
She also
what?
She kept on like going to me whenever she needed like it was like wait clarity on something because like obviously me and you probably be like I get everything.
Yeah,
but like
I see it.
Yeah, but like she was like the part that got me I loved so much, bro, was Toby going, oh my back really hurts, and the entire theater was like
everyone started just going, oh my god, I get it.
Yeah, and like I remember she going like she was like why. Like, why is this like so good? And I was just like, honestly, it's not important. I'm not gonna like. I don't want to tell you right now. Like, it doesn't matter right now. Like,
also, I was cracking up. Also, Andrew was like, I can crack it real quick, and then he just starts like cracking.
Because like, I love because Toby was like, I feel like Toby was gonna say no at first, and he's like, wait, you're the only person who could probably help me out.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's like, you probably can actually crack my back. Actually, yes, please do it.
It felt like such a raw scene too. It felt like they weren't even acting. It felt like two dudes actually like, I can pop your back, bro, if you want. Like, oh, I bet. And they just like
Also, that entire talk about the webs, I knew it. I knew going into this movie that they had to mention
the natural webs. Yeah.
Yeah, and the organic webs. Sorry, and that entire conversation, the fact that they were waiting for the villains to come and they were just like, like,
how does it work?
It just produces naturally for you, and he was like, yeah, I don't do anything about it. And then like, when Andrew was like, can you even imagine how much of a hassle it is to go to our lab and make these? And then Toby goes, that would be a hassle.
Yeah. That was so funny. No, also, I remember Andrew was like, I don't mean disrespectful. And then Tom Holland from like up on top of the statue was like, no, we're just really interested because it doesn't make sense to us. Like, does it only come out of your wrist or like does it come out like elsewhere?
Other places? And he's like, only my wrist. But like, only my wrist. Oh, dude, every conversation. Oh my god, dude, and the
pointing. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3.
Oh my god.
I was waiting for that because I knew they were gonna make a reference. I knew they were gonna make the reference.
I just didn't know when. So like when it happened, like it was like oh my god, it was Ned going, Peter, like yeah. Yeah, Peter. But I'm.
Peter Parker. Like, we're all Peter Parker.
I was like, let's go. I got stupid freaking hype, bro. Oh my god.
Also, I love the conversation between Toby and Andrew when he was like, so do you? Because they were looking at Tom and Zendaya, Tom and MJ, and they were both like, so do you have anyone in your life? And I'm like, oh, I love this conversation. And they both were like. Andrew was like, nah, and then Toby was kind of giving him some hope. He was like, it's all right, man. Like, it'll come. Like, I'm working through some things myself. I love that. I was like, I feel like all Spider-Mans, obviously go through like relationship issues. I'm so glad they're addressing theirs. I love that.
Yeah, like I said, I know every interaction that the three of them had with each other, like. It will probably go down as one of my most precious cinema memories of all time. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, that, like, you can't eat that, bro. Like, you can't, like, oh my god.
Especially when Andrew started off by saying, I lost someone too. I lost Gwen, and I'll never forgive myself for it. And then Toby comes in and is like, I lost Uncle Ben, and it was my fault. And then he goes on to say, I killed the guy that killed him. It changed nothing. I was like, I love this conversation so much. Oh, that was so good.
And Andrew's face the entire that entire scene was just gold.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The way that scene started off too, when Zendaya was like, "We brought some people that may be good for you," and they looked up and you just see them just
holding on. Oh. That was so raw. But like you said, it's kind of funny now looking back in retrospect how Tom Holland sees both of them come down and still goes like, I don't care. Leave. I do not care. This is probably really cool in any other scenario, but right now I do not care.
Yeah. I'm getting like whatever the best ultimate. I'll spend like $100 on the collector's edition Blu-ray set of this movie, bro. That was
just an amazing movie. Just amazing. Like the fight scenes, the choreography between all three of them, the dialogue, the plot, Tom Holland becoming a freaking depressing shell of a man at the end. It was legit everything I wanted. Yeah. And we also got the Venom post-credit scene too.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. There's a lot to talk about. Even in those 2 minutes alone, there's a lot to talk about.
Lots of
But you didn't like Venom 2, right? You thought it was like ass.
It was alright. Ass is kind of being way too pessimistic. It was alright. It wasn't anything crazy. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Venom IPs. Like, they're just like,
But you're a fan of Venom as a character, but just not.
I love
movie,
Venom as a character, but like these
yeah.
movies, I'm just like I don't know.
Yeah, I go into those movies like just expecting like I'm not gonna have a bad time. Like,
Yeah, you can't go and think you're gonna see like an MCU type Spider-Man film.
Yeah, you're just going because like, hey, listen, it's a Friday night and it's like it's a new movie. It's like I don't know, I'll watch it. But like you're not like, yeah. But anyways, what I liked about it, I remember going through the entire movie like pissed off that it wasn't a Sinister Six.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like once it was revealed that the hooded goblin was actually Green Goblin and not like a sixth person. Because there was speculation for a while that the one coming in on the glider in the hood was a sixth person.
I never understood people saying that. I was always, when people said that, I'm like, dude, it's the fucking Green Goblin.
Yeah, but everyone thought like, why doesn't he have the mask? And like, oh, maybe it's like Andrew Garfield's version. Like, we need six is what everyone was saying. Like, we need a sixth, and we only have five right now. But it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone brought up like there was a Sinister Six. It's just that the sixth member was getting drunk in Hawaii, and like, I was like. There were six villains that came through the portals. Like,
but wait, does it make sense why he came through though?
Yes, it does.
Is it because of Venom 2 end scene? The post credit scene or no?
No, because remember it was only people who knew Peter who came through.
How does he know Peter again?
He doesn't. Eddie Brock himself doesn't. But remember in the end credit scene for Venom 2, the symbiote was talking about how there's a hive mind.
Yeah.
And like it expands across different universes.
So technically through him knowing, or the symbiote knowing Peter, they both come through. Oh, yeah, okay. Because that confused me. I was like, dude, Eddie does not know who the fuck Peter Parker is.
Yeah. Essentially, what the idea is that the Venom from like the symbiote from
those movies,
from Spider-Man 3, like I guess is like connected to the hive mind, whatever, and like knows Peter Parker that way. Like he knows Spider-Man in that sense.
Okay, that actually is not that far to reach. That kind of makes sense actually. But I do love how that when he leaves, there's just a little trickle of symbiote left. And I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to see what they do with this. Because it seems like they're going to keep Hardy out of it. And like that Venom will be completely separate. And the symbiote left over in this universe will become its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think it's going to go? Like, you think it's going to be Black Suit Peter?
I hope. Because like I always thought that was really cool in Spider-Man 3. So if they do it again for this one, I'll be like, I love that. I would go crazy.
Black Suit Tom Holland. I have an idea that it's gonna a fight between Venom and Spider-Man will still happen, but it'll be like Eddie Brock, but the Eddie Brock of the Tom Holland universe, like the MCU.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I think that end scene confirmed that, like, at least to me, that Hardy won't be coming in. It'll be its own version. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think it will be played by Hardy?
No, I think it'll be like a completely new Eddie.
Ooh, I'd rather it still be Tom.
I think they're keeping them separate, in my opinion. Like the symbiote like left over is kind of them trying to bridge the gap, but not bring him over.
But I'm saying like not the same character, not the same character.
Yeah, not the same character.
I'm talking about like an Eddie Brock, still played by Tom Hardy,
but different character. I still think they're gonna use a different. I think they're gonna use a different actor.
Because it's too good. Like it's too like
recognizable.
Like. Yeah, like you don't want to break that, in my opinion. Like you don't want like it's like J. Jonah Jameson being played by J.K. Simmons. Like who else is gonna play him? Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying. Like if you introduce a new one, not only is it disrespectful to Hardy, but it's also just like, all right, we're just gonna completely dismiss this, even though the last couple years you guys have affiliated Venom with him. So I see what you mean in that regard. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. So like, I can't imagine it honestly any other way. But yeah, I'm excited for what's to come with that. What do you think of the Doctor Strange 2 trailer?
Dude, I was not expecting that, by the way. As the end of everything, I was like, oh, we're just gonna just completely jump ship to a new movie. Okay, cool. I'm really excited for that movie. Like, by the way, before anything else, the effects when Spider-Man was fighting Doctor Strange reminded me how much I love that movie. I was like, fuck, I can't wait for the new movie because these effects always go so hard. So see the trailer just got me even more hype.
As soon as the trailer started, they went nuts with it.
Oh yeah.
They went like they were like, all right, we know what you're here for.
Boom.
I was like, did you recognize? You didn't watch What If, right?
No.
You had no idea who that Doctor Strange was at the end.
Nah. I understood that it was like a different variant or whatever, but I just did not know who or what it was.
It's a variant of Doctor Strange, but I did not like What If. I thought it was a horrible show. Like, I'm not gonna lie to everybody watching. Like, I don't give a fuck. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But that episode of Doctor Strange
was actually really good.
Goes stupid.
And then now it's pretty dope that they're bringing you back in with the movie.
Yeah, there was a rumor that it was, but I'm happy that the trailer just went out and just said
confirmed it.
No, it's happening. Yeah, and if you just watch that one episode, you're gonna be like,
when is that? Wait, when does that movie come out? Do you know?
May. I think it's May. It was supposed to be in March. Like, it was supposed to like happen like literally
March,
like right around the corner, but they pushed it back to like May. Damn. But like even then, I'm so okay with that. Like that movie is gonna go stupid. Oh, yeah. And that connects to what I want to ask. When do you think Toby and if they do come back, when do you think they would come back? Because I do think there's a solid, not a high chance, but a solid chance they'll come back in Multiverse of Madness.
You think?
Yeah, I do think so.
I don't know.
If it's because the studios filming No Way Home and Doctor Strange 2 were right next to each other. Literally,
that's actually really easy. Yeah, that's really easy to film.
Like, if Andrew and Toby are already there, and it's a movie about the multiverse, like, you can easily have a movie. Especially, it's Sam Raimi, by the way, making.
Yeah, I know.
Doctor Strange 2. At least Toby, that's an easy way to slip Toby in there. And like, I'm not saying he's gonna be a main character, but like another cameo.
It seems like it's too easy at that point. Like, it has to happen. But if it doesn't happen,
that's what I'm saying.
If it doesn't happen, that seems like there has to be some big reason why, because you just bring great points. If it's Sam Raimi filming it and the studios are right next to each other, if they don't end up in the movie, what happened that you guys just couldn't just bring them over after shooting one scene?
Money. The only thing I can think about is money at that point.
It has to be. But I feel like Andrew Garfield and Toby legitimately like doing this, so like maybe
at least Garfield.
Garfield definitely looks like he definitely was enjoying the role. Maybe not so much Toby, but I still feel like they both enjoy being Spider-Man. So I feel like maybe they would take not a major pay cut, but maybe a slight one compared to, like, you know, the main actors of the MCU. So I don't know.
Yeah. I got you. I do think my theory. This is an hella early theory. But what I'm thinking is that Doctor Strange forgot who Peter Parker is.
Yeah.
He's gonna go across the multiverse, whatever. He'll meet Toby or Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
They will assume that, like, they don't know that he forgot him.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna like take off their mask and be like, "Oh, it's me, Peter."
Us? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Peter, and it's like he's gonna be like, "What, Peter? What?" And then it's gonna be like, "Peter Parker? Like, you don't
never heard of him."
Okay. Yeah, but then he's gonna be like, "Oh, so I guess there's a kid named Peter Parker in my universe who's actually Spider-Man too," and then that's what I might end up making him remember. Early theory, though. That's a
But you think that's the only reason why they're going to be brought in, just for that?
No. I don't think it's the only reason, but like, I think that'll be the way that Doctor Strange ends up knowing who
Peter
Parker is, like how Spider-Man is. Yeah, that's my hella early theory.
One quick question: is it possible that, and I don't think it's going to happen because in my opinion it would ruin the series, but if Peter can convince Doctor Strange enough, is it not possible for Doctor Strange to make everyone remember Peter using like a different spell? Yeah, I don't think it should happen because it would ruin everything that Tom Holland's lost.
Ruin everything.
But like that could technically work, wouldn't it?
No, because the opposite of the spell, like the spell had to be extremely severe. Like, because the opposite of that would just be what was happening at the end of No Way Home.
No, but then I feel like if the people coming in who knew Peter, everyone forgets Peter, so then that spell's over. So if you make everyone remember Peter, that spell is no longer active, so they wouldn't come through, right?
I don't
know. Just something I thought about when I was leaving the theater. Like, if I'm telling them how could I fix this? I want to fix this.
But yeah, but
there's no fixing it.
You can't even go to To be honest, I don't know.
Strange.
That's hard. That's hard. Yeah.
I also
it's hard.
This is another dumb theory. I also thought, like, what if you just record everything? What if it's like your phone and just recorded the entire story? Like, yo, so everyone's about to forget me. Dr. Strange, you're about to do a spell. This is my girlfriend. This is Ned.
Yeah. The thing is that I hate saying this, but it's magic. Like, magic is erasing everything.
So you think it might erase
like,
the film too?
The school had no records of him.
Nah, yeah.
Remember, like, that's why he's taking the GED.
Yeah. That was also really sad when I saw that. When I saw the GED book, I was like, oh my god. Imagine just redoing high school all over again.
I know.
I would, without the friends you had, I would be so mad. And you have to do everything yourself. Your mom can't, like, help you, like, apply to a school. It's very much you, like, hey, I'm an orphan. I'm living alone. I have a job, and I'm trying to get my GED. Can you help me out? And I'm also 18, so don't look into that.
How did he get an apartment without any credit score?
Honestly, I feel like some places, I don't know about everywhere in New York, but some places and cities, renters really don't care sometimes. They're like, as long as you get me, like, blank a month,
Money?
I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Because that apartment was not luxurious. It looked pretty cheap.
Oh, yeah. It was horrible. Yeah. What would you do if the dude from the landlord from Spider-Man 3 was
his landlord?
Was that? Yeah, dude. I would have lost my mind.
You'll get your money when you fix this damn door.
Yo, that was. I was like, yo, Tom is the GOAT, bro. Tom is the GOAT.
Also, speaking of callbacks, I cracked up so hard when Norman said, you know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah. And my entire theater went nuts.
Oh, she was so funny.
But I was gonna say that I think the only other possible scenario, besides like them getting their own movies again, is oh my god, a Secret Wars.
You think we're going towards Secret Wars right now?
Yes, yeah, 100%.
I couldn't remember if there was a reason. Like, I know after Loki there was big support for it. But I remember reading an article something about how there's still a possibility that it's not. But I remember what the reasoning was. Regardless, no, Secret Wars would be an easy way to bring them back, though. Like, way too easy.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't do it, it'd be like, why didn't you guys do it?
The Secret Wars just seems like the kind of place, like, if you want it to be a big scale event to be even, like, bigger than Endgame or No Way Home, that's the only way to do it, where you get, like, everyone in it. But then after that, I don't know how you're gonna really.
The thought of all three of them fighting together in Secret Wars, and then remembering, like, yo, so we about to repeat what we did, like, in that old movie. Remember that? Oh man, already having the established friendship and fighting together would make me lose my mind.
Yeah. and at that point, like, I wouldn't give a shit about any other character in that movie.
I'm only looking at them. They could all three be swinging in the background and be like, oh shit, did you see that?
Yeah. I wouldn't even care if, like, I don't even know if Doctor Strange is doing some crazy joint. Like, I'm like, please, go back. Like, I don't care.
I need to see the Peter Parkers. I need to.
Yeah. They're my only friends. Please, go back to them.
Also, dude, that was so sick. Peter beating Doctor Strange, because he was like, wait a minute, this all spirals, so I can just do this, and then he just trapped them. Oh man,
that was my first indication in this movie, because, like, I never really felt like I knew Tom was smart, but, like, you know, this Tom Holland, this Peter Parker was smart because he's Peter Parker, but, like, he didn't prove it to me like Andrew Garfield did. But we mentioned that before recording. That was a good moment where, like, it was like, dude, like, he knew his shit to get out of that, like, place. And
it was funny to me that he left and he told Ned, yo, I totally just fought with Doctor Strange and won.
I was thinking about that, bro. I was really here like, yo, we just had a movie where all three Spider-Man, like it was the biggest crossover Spider-Man event of all time. And it managed to also slip in a Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange
fight. Yeah, and like the very beginning of the movie, like, too. Like, there's still a lot more afterwards.
Yeah, that was like towards like wasn't that towards like the middle of the movie? I could have sworn.
I feel like it's more towards the beginning still, because Doctor Strange was gone for a good portion of the movie, dude.
Yeah, he was gone for a good chunk of it.
A long time.
Like, he was there for like all of the beginning, and then it felt like only for like that last, like the last fight. The middle, which I'm fine with because I don't need him in everything.
No, yeah, it was fine. I think he played his role perfectly fine.
What do you think of the black suit in this movie? The black and gold
It was
suit?
kind of disappointing. I thought I was gonna be more hype about it, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, kind of don't actually care about this as much as I thought I would. Seeing his suit, like when Ame cleaned his suit up and then he put it back on, I was like, I like this a lot better. The black suit is just for me.
Oh, you're talking about his red and black suit, but with a little bit of the gold trim on it.
I like that suit a lot more than the black one. The black one was like it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, but for some reason in my mind it was supposed to look a lot cooler than it did in the movie.
It felt like all the promotional material with that suit made it look really cool.
Yeah.
But the movie was like, oh, you just realized that it's just wasn't it like the suit but just inside out or something like that?
Yeah, like essentially he just flipped it so it didn't have all that like green stuff on it. Wasn't that it?
Green stuff.
Remember he got sprayed with the green stuff and he was trying to wash it out and he couldn't wash it out for a long time. And then they got like
green stuff.
In the very beginning of the movie, he's like getting terrorized by people. He gets hit with that green. Like Aunt May cleaned the suit for him. Remember? He even said thanks for cleaning the suit, Aunt.
Oh my god, I don't remember.
Neon green. It was on his suit for a long time and he couldn't scrub it out.
No, I swear to you, I don't remember. I don't remember at all. I gotta rewatch the movie.
They got black. They got black. They got black hairspray. When you saw all three of them, what they were collecting, I think they got like this black hairspray. And I think they were hinting that they used the black hairspray to just cover up the entire suit because it was that green stuff on it. And then eventually, I think, or they just grabbed like maybe it's kind of hard to tell. Essentially, though, what I felt like the black suit was not as hype as I thought it was supposed to be, because the way it was introduced was very much like, oh, okay, I guess he's just a black suit now. Like it wasn't like a cool reveal, you know? And they didn't have anything cool about it that was like different from the other suits. So
the green paint happened in the very, very, very beginning of the movie.
It was like very early when like wherever he was going around town, he would get terrorized. And there was one part where I think it was the Daily Bugle was like doing a piece on like, oh, Spider-Man's evil, like he killed Mysterio, and they're showing like a random citizen just spraying him with green paint on the street. It's like, oh, what the hell? And he couldn't get it off for like a good part of the movie.
It feels like I should remember this, but I really can't remember. I really can't remember.
He really couldn't wear the suit for a while because the green just wouldn't come off. And then when Ame cleaned it, he put it back on. I was like, okay, this is the suit. And then when he got his nanotech back, the gold came on. I was like, cool. I like this a lot more than black. Way much more. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm really excited to see his new suit, mainly because I don't think any of Tom Holland's suits have really been like it for me. Like even the gold, like the Infinity War suit.
The Infinity War went stupid hard.
It felt like it was I still like it. I don't hate any of his suits, but I always felt like that one's doing it a little bit too much.
Nah, I fuck with
it. There was too much in the suit.
But I do like that the new suit's gonna be more authentic, so that is cool. Like it's gonna be more of his personality into it. Yeah. But it did seem like there was, in my opinion, too much blue. Like the blue seemed really bright on the suit.
The blue is popping, yeah.
Like
the blue pops,
really popping. So I'm kind of scared it might be too much to the sense where I'm like, I don't even know if I fuck with that much blue, man. Like, dude, it's kind of hard to miss him in New York if he's wearing that much blue.
It's a light blue. It's not like Toby or Andrew Garfield felt like it was like a navy kind of.
Yeah, but this one feels like comic book like blue, like in your face.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah. I saw I think they have to enter into conversations again with Andrew or Toby to come back, even for their own movies. Like I can imagine that happening.
I don't think Spiderman and Toby would get a new movie probably, but I can see Andrew Garfield maybe.
Yeah, I always get this feeling that like Toby in real life is just a real big asshole to work with. Like I always get this feeling. I'm not sure if you do.
I don't get that feeling.
I always get this feeling that he's like hard to work with, and like I've heard that one of the biggest reasons why like it was hard to make this movie was because like getting him to sign on was a really big hassle because he demanded a lot of money.
And they just couldn't make it work at first.
Yeah, at first, like I heard that was the case, but regardless, I can't imagine an Amazing Spider-Man 3 happening because Andrew seems like he really wants to do it.
Yeah.
He's a lot hotter right now than Toby is. Like I don't know. But besides the point, like, so Andrew Garfield did just recently mention that he would love to have a movie. Like, I think he mentioned like, how do you envision like a next movie? I gotta look this up. I swear to God,
something?
this just happened recently. He said that he would love to have a movie where he's training Miles Morales. Yeah, like
I would lose my shit.
Yeah.
I would lose my shit. Also, doesn't Andrew have
Like-
bad blood with the director of the first and second Amazing Spider-Man?
oh, does he? I have
I
no
could have
idea.
sworn he had some issues with the director, something like he was very, very mad about how everything turned out. But I can't remember if that was gossip or real. And if it's real, then I guess they have to just find something that's more compatible for him for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, for sure. I need to look up where I heard that.
Dude,
I know that
Miles
Miles Morales does exist in
Gwen Stacy
in the
Spider-Man
MCU.
universe. Like you're saying, Miles Morales exists in Andrew Garfield's universe?
Miles Morales exists in the MCU.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
talking
remember-
about
remember
I'm
that-
talking about Andrew Garfield's universe though. Are you expecting a Miles Morales there or a Miles Morales in the MCU?
The thing is that I feel like
You want MCU,
kinda-
but you wouldn't mind Amazing. But you definitely want MCU, don't you?
yeah, I definitely want MCU, but what I'm thinking is that I think they'd be a little bit too scared because whoever they get for Miles Morales would have to carry the future. Like he would have to lead. Like once Tom Holland is done being Spider-Man, it's Miles Morales.
No, yeah.
And
So that's an
and,
early
like,
investment.
yeah, so like I kind of feel like they would make a Amazing Spider-Man 3, and kind of like use that as like a backdoor entrance to see like gauge audiences. Like, hey, do y'all like this? This Miles Morales?
We can bring him into the MCU
Y'all
somehow
don't.
if you guys want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if the reaction is really good, then all right, bet this would be the guy to take over.
But
in
if
the
it's
future.
not like,
And if
oh,
you
it's
guys
Spider-Man,
don't-
it's not even the MCU, man. It's all good. It was like a
Yeah,
funny
exactly.
experiment.
Exactly. we were just playing with you. We're just playing with you. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like I can imagine that going down, and that could be like a little bit of like a swan song for Andrew Garfield. He got his third movie. He was able to like redeem himself, like in some way, shape, or form. Like he messed up really bad in the first two movies, but how can we redeem him in the third? And then it just carries on from there.
Exactly.
I can imagine that, and I also kind of imagine that. I also get a feeling that Andrew Garfield is the Spider-Man in Venom's universe.
Wait, Andrew Garfield's oh, okay. And like the Ed Hardy, I mean the Tom Hardy one?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this yet, but Morbius, the movie coming out, it takes place in the Venom universe.
Really? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and all of everything happening in the Morbius trailer, like obviously like Spider-Man exists.
Yeah.
There's a Spider-Man poster in the Morbius trailer.
Yeah, you can see it in the background, yeah.
Yeah, and someone brought up this theory that like, what if
it's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man?
Because it says murderer over the poster, so it makes you think, oh, that has to be Tom Holland because everyone thinks that he killed Mysterio. Yeah. But now people are thinking that what if it's Andrew Garfield because he said that he went dark.
Yeah.
And he stopped pulling his punches.
Yeah. Dude, I wouldn't mind a separate universe when we start having misadventures of Venom, Morbius.
That's what I'm saying.
Andrew Garfield and Miles Morales. I wouldn't mind a little side stuff.
Honestly, just give me more movies of just
just give me more Spider-Man, dude. Honestly, I'll take it.
It's so funny how like I feel like 10 years ago we were like, no, don't do that. Now we're like,
but now it's like, no, we got fun. We don't have enough. Into Spider-Verse it's not enough. We need more.
Yo, next year is gonna be the freaking year, bro.
Dude,
next
every year's been the year Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been going on for like the last like 3 years, dude. Like the video game's gonna come out soon. Even Fortnite just added Spider-Man, and you can swing in the game. Like I don't know if you've seen it, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Fortnite you can swing around like him. The game's coming.
Yeah, actually, that's
what.
Every year since, you're right. Because now that I think about it, there really has been something major with Spider-Man every year. Because I was like, well, 2020 wasn't. I'm like, wait, no, Miles Morales, the game came out in 2020. Let's go.
Like the same way that Batman was getting so much hype during the Dark Knight era, I feel like Spider-Man's like catching the same wave right now. Like no matter what, they have not missed. It is crazy, dude. And we're getting Spider-Man into the freaking multiverse shit, like part 2. Oh, dude, it's gonna be a 2-parter too. Like I know some people hate that, but I love that. Cause that means more content, dude. Let's go.
That reveal made me lose my mind, bro.
Dude.
Like I saw Across the Spider-Verse. Okay, cool. Part 1.
What?
Because that means that we already know this is gonna be a trilogy.
No,
and
yeah.
that's what got me like.
What sucks though is part 2 is not gonna come out for a long time though.
It comes out 2022.
Part 2?
Oh, part 2. My bad.
Yeah,
yes.
part 2 is gonna take a minute, dude.
Yo,
But
let's wait for part 1 first, bro.
the moment part 1 ends, oh shit, when's part 2 coming out?
Yeah, comes out tomorrow. I'm hyped. I'm especially because that would also be like a really that would be another really easy way to have Andrew and Toby come back as well in those movies, and Tom, because Tom mentioned he wants to be in it.
Yeah, it'd be really sick to have all three of them come in through that. Nice cameos.
Yeah, it's
Also,
easy. It's easy. Like,
speaking of cameos, remember when everyone thought that Toby and Andrew was gonna come by for like maybe like a minute or two? Like, there's gonna be cameos, man. It won't be anything crazy. Like, a lot of people thought, like, there's no way they got them to play like 40 minutes of like no, there's no way. Like, they're not even gonna fight together, and they were so wrong.
yeah, they were in it for like a good like 30 minutes at
Yes,
least.
dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. When the moment they got revealed, I looked at my watch. I was like, we have so much more. We have so much more. This is a crack. I love this.
I knew I said this to you afterwards, but like I still, like, I was like, I wish I could rewatch this movie for the first time again. But like, I knew watching this movie that I'm like, I knew that feeling was happening to me as I was sitting there. I'm like, I'm never gonna get this feeling ever again. I need to cherish these next 2 hours in my, like, I need to cherish this. Like, oh my god.
Anyway, any last thoughts you got? Cause I'm kind of it on my notes.
Yeah, I think we kind of hit everything. I have nothing else to say. I really want to do another review of the Tom Holland movies, but with No Way Home to add for added perspective, because I feel like this really solidified an entire saga for this Tom Holland's Peter Parker.
No, so, yeah, it really did a good job of solidifying him. Cause before he wasn't depressed at all. Like, dude was very happy-go-lucky, and now he's lost. He only lost Iron Man, really, which is terrible. But this is a definite loss now. Oh shit, Tycoon. Yeah, you just saw it. Yeah, best Spider-Man movie by far. We just talked about the whole thing. Sorry, man. We're about to wrap up soon.
He just saw it.
Yeah, he just saw it, and he just said best Spider-Man movie so far. Just saying, we're about to wrap up soon. So if you want to see our review, just catch the VOD after we're done. But no, like Jose was saying, I love Tom Holland's Peter Parker so much more now, and I love Andrew Garfield. So sorry about the Amazing Spider-Man slander, and I love Toby, and just everything about the movie was just, I love Spider-Man so much. I can't wait for the future, man.
It's peak fiction. It's One Piece and Spider-Man from here, right there.
Right there. Wait until Spider-Man gets to his Wano arc.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, 1035 was really good. By the way.
Fuck, I gotta wait till tomorrow though.
It's really ill. That was really good.
Anyway, guys.
But that's.
Panic Brothers with our Spider-Man review. Catch the VOD after we're done. If you haven't seen the entire thing to catch the review, we're going to put it up on our Panic Brothers VOD channel, and you can also catch it here on Twitch. And hopefully we can get a highlights video sometime soon also on our main YouTube channel, just for a quick synopsis of what our review is. But until next time, guys, thanks for everyone who showed up, and we'll catch you again later.
Peace.